Hi, I'm Art Fein. Welcome to Little Art's Poker Party. Coming to you on a rainy day in, was it March? Is it March yet?
No, it's last day of February.
Okay, February. Rainy day, that's not, remember the Merle Haggard line that says rubber boots are still in style
That's
for manly
right.
footwear?
Manly footwear.
Well, it's leather boots, but I'm adapting it. We got a bunch of good guys in, a couple local guys and one out-of-town guy, and we're mighty happy about it. Let's get the first local guy, Sid Griffin.
Hey.
Sid.
How you doing, Art? How is everything?
Yeah. Are you a solo guy now?
Yeah, I'm kind of a solo guy. Things went belly up in the Donkey Kong Riders, as they were so affectionately termed. And
Oh, wait a second. No,
Oh.
that's a little obscure.
you want to?
Let look at this thing now. What you said was one of the
Look
two.
at his
Are we
thing.
getting a glare off this? I'm getting a glare as I hold it up. This was given to me last night. There was an AIDS research benefit, and the girl's name is in the corner. It's
But
Judy.
that's the band you were in.
Judy Wiseheart. This is a Long Riders album cover, and real quick, this is 9 layers of cardboard, and you got to work backwards. In other words, only the top layer of cardboard is colored, and you cut out around everything. So when you look and see the bottom color white, that's a white sheet. Then there's a black sheet, then a yellow sheet, then a red
Man.
sheet. So I don't know if this translates on the camera, but this is 9 layers of hard cardboard that Judy Wiseheart put together for the boys in the band. She heard we went belly up, and she said we were her favorite band, period. And sorry, fellas. And she just wanted to say thanks for the memories and gave me this. And there I am.
That's you on the left.
Little trivia, I had 102, 101 and a half, something like that. And I vomited violently within 10 minutes of that photograph.
That's nice to hear.
And I don't know what else to say. There's
Okay.
old Steve and there's Tom. There's
Well, that's a
Greg.
real groovy thing. Now that's
Isn't that nice?
That's the band you were late of.
Late of. Thank you, Judy. What a sweetheart. Very nice.
Well, thanks, Sid. Next to him we got Joe Strummer. Joe,
How do you do, Art?
welcome to the
Yeah,
show.
Joe. Okay.
Can we call you a solo guy too?
Yeah. You know, maybe me and Sid got something to talk about after.
Yeah. I mean, you were lead singer of the Clash for many years, and
Many.
now you're hanging around. Are you looking to form another band?
No, I'm kind of just doing a bit of music for film, but I'm not really looking at that as something to do long term. I'm more like trying to get my bearings. You know, it takes a while to recover from 10 years on the road with one group. You know, I can't seem to snap into it that quickly. You know,
Wait,
again.
where'd you?
Try 6. I'm working on 6, and I'm still hanging around my room playing guitar going, this sounds bad. This sounds worse.
Okay, we're going to talk a lot to Joe, but we'll get these guys out of the way here. King
Oh,
Cotton.
thanks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How you doing, King?
Here again, solo number 3.
That's right. You've been booted out of a lot of bands. Let's see that. Now,
Didn't want to be. I had to be, people.
now wait a second. The last band we liked a lot, Bone Daddies, and you were on. I remember. Did you see him on the Late Show?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I
It was
did.
really cool. What do you were that?
With Mr. Diddley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You played with him
yeah.
before?
That's right.
Yeah.
So you had a real good thing going with the Bone Daddies, and I liked it a lot. And all of a sudden, one day you weren't in them.
Yeah, that's the way
How
it
do
goes.
how do you
isn't it?
figure that?
Well, man, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't really know, but I guess it's pretty good for both of us, the band and myself. I'm happy about it.
Well, we dig you.
Yeah, well.
And
Yeah, I heard him sing that West African stuff. I couldn't believe it.
Is that what that was?
You know, with that.
I thought it was West
Can you
Texas stuff.
give us a blast of that African stuff?
What, that Mama Cool, Mama Sa, Makamako Sa? Yeah, I like that stuff, okay.
Well,
But that's under the bridge. It's like, he thinks it's not kosher. You know. Under the
anyway,
bridge.
so anyways, you're going solo now. Are you doing some work with Bo Diddley? You said.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I brought you something here. Little-
There you go.
Yeah.
I was One Eye Henry with Bo.
Hold it steady for a second. That's not that One Eye Henry.
Yeah,
Is that glare?
wore an eye patch over one eye, not both, just one. And
Well, that's pretty hip.
That's a band I put together with Buster Bateman and
Uh-huh.
Skeeter and Smokey Ormel and
Just for me?
William Smitty. Yeah, sure, if you want.
Cool.
You can pay me later.
With the Bo business, I mean, you were working with him when he was in town, playing around town. But aren't you doing some recording or something?
Well, I did some with the Bone Daddies that never was released. We wrote a song about Bo, dedicated to him, called "Say Bo, Where You Get the Palongo." Palongo is a West African beat that's about 1,000 years old, and it's better known as Bo Diddley beat. So he's kind of poking fun at him in the song, and we brought him in the studio, and he heard it for the first time, really dug it. So he laid down a vocal track with me and a guitar track too, and come out real cool.
Cool.
Never was released though.
No, it should be.
Also, and you can do some work with George Clinton.
Yeah, that's coming up real soon, hopefully.
George Clinton in Detroit?
Well, we'll probably lay down a track out here, and then I'll go back there to do the vocals with George. Hopefully.
Cool.
Did you know the last bass player for the Long Riders was Larry Chapman, Chatman, from George Clinton's P-Funk All-Stars?
Oh, yeah.
No, not quite what you
Some
might
more
expect
trivia.
for the Long Riders, but I mean, he's one of my buddies and he plays bass real well, so we had Larry with us. Played with George at Madison Square Garden and, you know, all the whatever. I mean, you know, the biggest venues on earth.
I think George used to be one of the Flames. Did you know that?
Really?
I think he's also got 15 kids.
Let me,
Boy, I've been working.
let me ask you, I wanted to get that story down
Got
on
that
tape
looking
somewhere.
down.
That story
Here we go.
about Island Records and the Long Riders. It's just one of these touching record company stories, and I wanted to share it with the world.
Well, I mean,
Granted that I can say, rather than you saying, that the band
What,
is
you
really
sued?
well liked
Yes.
around the world. It ain't as big in America. It wasn't as big in America as it ought to have been. But it ain't like they're just kidding themselves, just running around making records that nobody can buy or something. I mean, there's a big following in Spain and Italy, and I used to kid you about that, but
I
it
know,
was
well,
cool.
it's fair enough. I mean, you know, well, what art is driving at is we were doing well abroad and doing very well in pockets of the United States of America, and they told me that we're going to have a big meeting in London. We've got some guys flying over. I'm going to go to St. Peter's Square, and yeah, Island Records, I'll say, what, are they going to shoot me?
Yeah, right.
And so I go into this place, and the band's there, and I'm going in first, and they sit me down like you're in the principal's office. And the most memorable thing the guy said to me, in fact, really the crux of the conversation was, he starts yelling, and I start like getting really scared because it was like the principal's office, and he said, "Sid, let's get one thing straight." And I'm like, okay, you know, we're going to have a video, we're going to have 2 videos, we're going to have a big push in the New Musical Express and Rolling Stone and Billboard. He goes, "Let's get one thing straight. I don't like this record. I don't like this album cover. I don't like this band. And Sid, I don't like you." And I sat there and I said, "Excuse me," and I went out and got a little cup of tea. And Steven said, "Hey, how's it going? Is he friendly?" And I said, "I'll be right back, Steven." And I went back in there, and it got worse. And you know, it gets we get into 4-letter words, and he says, "You know, you're not going to be in the record business. I'm going to be in the record business, but it ain't going to be with you as the guy here." And it went back and forth. And the end of the story is, I have a blood pact with Stephen McCarthy and Greg Souders that if I get within, I think it was 25 feet of this guy's offices, inside the building as it were, that I have a blood pact sworn on the New Testament that I have to throw his computer keyboard typewriter through his plate glass window onto St. Peter's Square itself. And I mean, we had a blood pact. I mean, it took a little Swiss Army knife. And
You better bring your own typewriter. Those plastic things probably would just bounce off
I believe
the window.
it. I'm not a real Led Zeppelin guy that throws the TVs out the window, but I think this one time we'll go for it.
I think I know that guy. I used to be with Island, too.
Well, Joe, you never had any trouble with record companies, did you?
I don't know. It's trouble. Record companies are trouble. You know? It's just they seem to be full of like offices full of people pulling in they all seem to be pulling in the opposite direction. It's like I've never seen an office pull with me. You know.
The Clash wasn't around for the video age, right? You didn't have to do videos, did you?
We did. Luckily, it was kind of junior style. So our idea of making a video was, hey, we meet at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we're home by 5:30. And we've done the video. Run through the song twice and go home.
That was a real cool one y'all did down in Austin, too, man.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
I know that guy that owns the Lone Star limo.
Oh, yeah.
Driving with that Arab guy or whatever.
Yeah, he was actually in fact a Mexican.
Oh, was he?
Well, we had to find an Arab, in Texas. So we asked the Mexican bloke.
I dig those jet fighters there, too, camouflage ones there.
That was filmed
that
there,
air
too.
base.
Those
Yeah,
Is
I
that
know.
that Confederate Air Force?
Yeah, I used to live there.
Is that the Confederate Air Force?
No, it's regular.
It was
I
regular.
guess. I really don't know that much about it, but it's cool planes, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool
You're doing a solo thing now. In the Times interview that was really cool. That was real. Did you see that one
Yeah.
with Cromlin? It's one of the best things I've ever seen in the Times.
Yeah,
It was
really was.
That was
really
neat.
right
Thanks.
on. I mean, both you guys were great. Now, one of the things I picked up on was just your own personal interest in 1948 right now. I mean, I suppose that's an arbitrary year, but that's that era, right?
Right.
I mean, I'm totally into it, into Louis Jordan and Amos Milburn and Roy Brown and Wynonie Harris and all that stuff. When have you, what's prompted you to get into that?
Well, you see, when I was 16, there was blues was big, in England. There was a blues boom, courtesy of John Mayall and, Eric Clapton and all that stuff. And so we started listening to the blues, and from then I gradually worked my way back until I discovered like Wyoming, Harris, or worked my way forward rather, you know.
Well, I kind of jumped to conclusions when you said 48. To me, 1948 is jump guys, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could have meant something else. You could have been into Frankie Lane. I don't know. It could
No,
have been
no,
anything, you know.
no. It was only jump was happening, you know. Rocket '88.
Uh-huh. So when did you pick up on that transition into that kind of music? I mean,
Well, it was about, you see, I was in a group called the 101ers in London in '74 and '75, and we were playing that kind of music.
oh really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this is not, because you were saying you weren't really sure what you're going to do. This is not necessarily the new direction you're going to be doing.
Well,
'Cause
I just said that because I've just done a second soundtrack to a film, you know. So I've done 2 in a row. I did one for Walker at the end of last year, and I just did one for a film called Permanent Record.
You do the Sid and Nancy thing.
Well, that was only 1 or 2 tunes.
Yeah. Well,
Now I'm into doing it all.
Yeah.
So you're actually scoring? You're
Oh.
sitting there with the tape going back and forth? And
Yeah.
Wow, that's real movie stuff.
Playing with a friend of mine, Tupelo Joe, too, right?
That's right. Yeah,
he's
I
really
put together a nice little group for this Permanent Record film.
Huh.
I called it the Latino Rockabilly War. You know, and I had on the
That's
rockabilly
good.
side, you know, I was saying to Tupelo, play rockabilly, you know? And he goes, jazz, jazz, jazz. And no. But, you know, I had me, Xander Schloss, Willie McNeil from the Untouchables, and Tupelo, and we were playing against Poncho Sanchez and Ramon Banda from the Poncho Sanchez Octet.
All right.
Mm.
That's double cool, man. Can't wait to hear that.
It sounds like the Buzzcocks.
So are you not going to play some of this acoustic type stuff? I'm sort of asking this as a fan. I don't know if people out there like, because you've been, you know, some of those things have had heavy acoustic guitars and all this stuff, which is the way a lot of us have been going. I mean, not really me, not us, but you know, the Pete Case and all this business.
Yeah, I played acoustic all across America with the Pogues recently.
Yeah,
you know?
he
And
was
that
at the Palladium.
That's right, yeah.
I think I saw you there.
I saw you.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I missed it, but I heard all kind of good things about that. It's
They're
really-
a great
That's
group.
hip. Yeah.
Pogues, man. You got to get them on the show when they come back.
Cool.
Yeah, Spider Stacy.
And our pal Billy Bremner's been with them too.
Yeah, Billy plays on some of their records, but somebody was drinking because he can't remember which ones. But I mean, I say that, I think I can get away with that because you know the Pogues, I mean, their reputation is,
Sure.
I mean, whether it's true or not, they have a thing of that they have a couple of
Well,
drinks.
I can tell you that I ain't pretending.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. I
They're
mean,
the real deal, McNeil.
It ain't
Believe
cold
that.
tea in those bottles on stage.
Well, do you know Bremner? You know
Yeah,
him?
well, I know of him. You know, I've seen him play in pubs.
If you were
in
hanging
London.
around a couple of days, he plays every Wednesday night now at,
Oh, yeah?
at Raji's over here, which is really good. Are you maintaining quarters here, or you got an apartment?
No, I was just
LA?
here. I was just here to do that job on the film, you know, and I'm gonna go back to London, but I don't really feel like living in London at the moment. I'm gonna come back and look for a bit more work, or maybe cut some more tunes with that group.
Yeah. So are you signed with a label?
I'm still signed to Epic from the Clash days.
you have no great desire to do a record for them?
For Epic.
Yeah.
Well, they never, you know, I expect sometime in the last 4 years someone would ring me up and heaven me, but nobody ever did.
It's a shame, man.
I think we
wonder
could
why.
just, I could go to his pad in London, he could stay over at the house on Norton, I'll take his contract, he can have my contracts, and we'll just split. In fact, we can swap passports if you like, because I'm kind of tired. I've been in the same house in West Hollywood for a few years, sorry Joey, and we could just swap lives for a while, like Prince and Pauper type thing. Or 2 paupers, skip Prince, erase, cut tape.
Well, if we did that, I'd reform the Long Riders, I think, tomorrow.
Right. That's great.
The Long Riders ride again.
What's funny is we're all kind of dressed like the Long Riders. If we could just get Art to wear a jacket, we could go out there and it's like with a plaid
Cool.
shirt and everybody's wearing boots.
that
and
right?
What's with this
everything.
business back here, too, man? I meant to ask you backstage a while ago. I
Oh, that-
never,
oh,
I
that-
never knowed you to.
That's nothing. It's just something I learned over in England. You get that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob Dylan.
okay.
Bob Dylan.
I did that in another show and nobody got it.
You know, when I was
I got it.
when I was over in hey, you know, I'm a world traveler. When I was over in London one time, Bob Dylan was what is the word, busking?
Busking,
He was
yeah.
busking, you know, by himself with a guitar case open in the Tottenham Court Road.
Were you over there in
tube station.
1960? Yeah, when were you
No,
over there?
1985. He was in the Tottenham Court Road tube thing, wearing the hood that comes on your sweat thing, you know, that comes down like this. He's got the peak here, and he's tied it here. And he's wearing reflector aviator shades here. you know, it doesn't take that long for you to go, how many rows? I mean, it comes out who you are. It's not an Elvis imitator, you know what I mean? And it was like, I think it was 25 minutes the place was packed. And I got down and this guy's brushing past me. And I'm looking at a guy who now is taking his place and going, oh, it wasn't Dylan after all. No, he's left. And this other guy, the opportunist, took an acoustic guitar and is standing where Dylan was. He picks right into, come ye masters of war. And it's just some, you know, nice English kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's not Bob Dylan. You guys are crazy. And meanwhile, Bob Dylan's up on the road walking down the sidewalk.
Man.
This guy still had like 60 people looking at him.
God.
You were there that time?
Uncle Bob was in the tube station busking away. I mean, that's a great story. I mean, come on. It's a bit like when Howard Hughes went out to ride the motorcycles at like 3 in the morning, you know, and the guy in the pickup truck saw him and all that stuff.
I seen the pictures of Paul McCartney doing that, but that was for a video, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that guy has to ride the tubes very much, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I saw him on the tube in the video. Yeah, must have been his first time in 20 years.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I've been on those tubes a lot. And I'm always looking in case there's somebody I want to speak to, and they're always looking at me going, he's an American, he's an American.
Joe, which you had a lot of bands that I like opening up on the Clash tour. There was Bo. Who else was there?
Lee Dorsey.
Lee Dorsey, yeah, we went round the country with
So,
him.
so well, you were kind of forcing good old American culture on America, which was
That's
a great
right,
thing.
we was, yeah.
So were they? I mean, I imagine was Bo okay received?
Well, yeah, I think he went down great. 8 gigs we did with him. I think he didn't have any problem. Because he's a master. He knows how to work a crowd.
And people didn't much want to spit on a guy that looks like that.
Right, you know.
He'll come out and pound you.
Yeah.
Really?
Now, what about Lee Dorsey? He didn't have quite as forceful a show.
Well, he had a real a band from New Orleans behind him called Score, and they were really tight, and they had all those Roger Pony records down really good, you know.
Yeah.
And so his voice was exactly the same like on the records, hadn't changed, you know. So he just wiped them out with sheer quality.
Did you ever see
Yeah,
Lee Dorsey's Body Shop in New Orleans?
Oh, his Fender.
For those that don't know, once Lee Dorsey, and this is probably something I should take heed of, for I'm quite broke, he took his money as he was sort of getting pushed out of the record business due to the changing tastes, and I mean, I don't know why, maybe too many, you know, electric guitar bands. And Lee Dorsey took his money and invested in a auto parts and bodywork place in New Orleans. That was the great pilgrimage used to go to, and I hope people still are interested to go to. And Lee Dorsey had, and I guess it's still going, Lee Dorsey's Body Shop. And I don't know New Orleans well enough to remember the street, but that was his business. You go in there, and Lee Dorsey comes out with a clipboard, or his boy, who was like, he wasn't Lee Jr., or something else. They have clipboards, and they're going, yeah, Mr. Griffin, this van is, are you on a band?
I thought you were talking about a body shop like the one down on Sunset.
No, I don't mean like a strip joint. I mean
That's
like,
more.
you know, your fender and your windshield's cracked, and some kid pulled off the medallion because he's going to wear it around his neck. And
Well, speaking of great talents like Lee Dorsey and Bo Diddley, we've got to talk about King Cotton for just a second.
Hey
too.
man, hold on. Before the end of the show, while we're talking about Louisiana,
Hold still. Hold still.
still,
No, don't cover it still. Just hold it still.
I brought you a can of okra,
brought me
which is
some
a
okra?
main ingredient in gumbo.
that's right.
You bring me some okra. Oh, he's taking a plate.
And you, a
Ladies'
couple other
fingers.
things here. That's for this soggy Monday, an extra Monday that we have here in Southern California for you and the missus to cook up some gumbo today and enjoy that. Big
I
old
wanna
pot of
thank-
gumbo.
I wanna thank you
And
very
can
much.
Enjoy this nympho cream here too.
This
It's
is
slightly
nympho.
used,
This is,
but it's a little strong for me, but it's cool.
How does that, oh, you can't see that.
Just as well they can't see that graphic.
China Nympho.
And then there's another
Another deck of cards?
The girly cards. I noticed you don't
Thanks.
use my king size
we
ones
didn't
anymore.
we didn't even play
I
today.
gave you some king size ones
This is like
last
like
time.
Christmas.
I didn't know you'd see it, but I figured you
right.
everybody could use an old-fashioned back scratch.
That is great.
Is that a corn cob?
Yeah. You can use it for other stuff too if you want. I don't.
I'm in the right neighborhood.
personally.
Oh, sh-
There you
Oh,
go.
wow. Is that a guitar strap?
Well, it's just whatever you want to do with
That's
it.
a guitar strap.
Beat the kids with it.
Oh, man.
we got to have this on
Guitar
stage
strap.
as a microphone.
Man, you're going to be invited on a lot more. I'll
This
tell
is
you.
nice. Thank you.
Sid,
King.
Sure.
later.
It's real nice.
This guy's a permanent member.
He's
Thanks a lot.
unbelievable, man.
Thanks a lot.
This is
a
like
lovely piece
payola.
of-
This is
Yeah.
good.
Well, you know, legal payola.
It's legal payola. No, who's going to turn it down? It's like you got to put this on your IRS form as a gift.
Yeah. So, anyways, King. Now that boy, this is a sudden and a much welcome break, but we want to show a little bit of you from Tell me about this movie.
Well, it's called Tape Heads, and it stars John Cusack and Tim Robbins and Mary Crosby,
It's about the
Sam Moore of
is it-
Sam and Dave.
Is it
and
about
Junior
the
Walker.
recording industry?
Yeah, it's about
In-
rock video producers, and I do a couple of skits in it. And this one little clip here is one little part called Roscoe's Rap. I play Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Well, the clip we have, you guys got it ready? I guess let's run in and take a look at King in Tape Heads.
All right.
All right.
Lowest chicken prices in town. We have got the competition scared chicken with our low prices.
What a geek.
I don't think he's so bad.
This, friends.
You're a
Here's
moron.
Drumstick economy dinner.
I feel as a performance, he's evocative without
If you
being
can
too
prove
expensive.
Linda, that's crap.
65, I'll
You
give
could
it
do
to
better?
For $1.
Yeah.
Just take the Pomona.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I could.
Lady Bird Johnson off ramp and cut a left. You can park in the
Hi,
back.
Roscoe, Ivan
It's
LXZ,
after
Video
6 and
Aces.
there are no guards.
Yo, friends, check this out. Roscoe's the name, and they call me the king. Grandmaster of the chicken and the waffle thing. I sit now, read my lips, and friends, don't miss a word. Cause the grandmaster's gonna give you the bird.
Come to Roscoe's for your delicious food.
Yo,
We got you for your attitude.
now I'm the baddest DJ on the fast food scene, and my food's so cheap you'll lick your plate clean. When I throw down, the ladies all beg.
Roscoe, let me taste your chicken leg.
Come on, fly girls, and wiggle them their bottles.
Waffles just pie and cakes with little squares on.
Now when you salivate and hear Pablo's bell, don't go to no place where they serve you ill. Roscoe's, that's the place to be, just like you see it on the TV. Come on, all you homeboys, and bring your freaks down and toss them chicken and waffles around. You may be ugly or smell real funny, but Skull don't care, cause they save you cash money. I ain't lying.
Roscoe's for your delicious food. We got you for your attitude. We make the best waffles and you get good value for your buck. Come to Roscoe's for delicious food. We got you for your attitude. We make the best waffles and you get good
That's it.
value.
It's really great, man. I wouldn't lie. I told you you were a genius.
Wow. Hey, I hope the whole movie's that good.
What can I say, man? Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed,
Are you the star or that other
enjoyed
guy
it.
with the mustache?
Well, yeah, he's one of the stars too.
It all depends.
Besides myself, it was a blast making it, though. I think it's going to be pretty good. I was just up in the film festival in Park City, Utah, a couple of 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it got real well received up there. And so hopefully, if they ever get it out.
Oh, you said
it'll
Junior
be
Walker's
good.
in that one too, right?
Yeah, and Sam Moore, Sam and Dave.
Cool.
I also saw Hairspray up there that day. Man, that's the baddest flick.
It's great.
I'm dying to get the soundtrack. I mean, I've had those records before, but a lot of them I don't
I've had
have
about
now.
2
The
of them.
Madison and the Continental. Who's the Continental by? The guy that's a white guy that sings.
Art ought to know that.
I ought to know that, but I don't.
Oh man, it's so great. He used to be with the Dovells.
Oh,
And-
about Len Berry.
yeah, Lynn Berry. Man, he's got such a cool voice. I love his voice.
You know, Billy Bremner, he's in that band we were saying, weren't we?
Uh-huh.
That backs up Sam Moore, which is, a big thrill for anybody. Sam Moore, Sam and Dave, and Billy Bremner
And
from
Junior.
Rockpile. Yeah. And Junior Walker. And he said they were rehearsing over there at SIR, which is just a couple of baseballs from here. And Billy said that the most amazing thing they did is they would rehearse the songs really quickly and get them down. If you haven't been to SIR, it's a rehearsal studio. They have a half court, or really a quarter court, a basketball court, right? And Billy said those guys, are, they're in 40s and stuff, would stop, get the R&B down quick, which they've all played and they know this stuff. Stop and then go play hoops. And I mean, he says they would go at it, and nobody's wearing sneakers and leaving heel marks all over this nice court. And he said they were violently into playing hoops. They wildly perspiring and yelling and swearing at each other, and then it'd be over. And in like 30 seconds, they're all back to being friends. They'd towel off and they'd go rehearse the songs one more time, split. Next day, come do it again. Get through the songs as fast as they could, then shoot hoops and have these violent, like, you know, urban basketball aggressive games. Do the songs one more time, goodbye, see you later. And as a Scotsman, you can imagine, he's sitting there with his guitar going, huh, we'll see.
How much is this costing me?
How much is this costing me?
Yeah, right.
Am I getting double?
Yeah, they're really good, energetic in the flick too. I think everybody's going to enjoy it a lot.
You know, I wanted to finish up on it. We're just about out. I want to finish up on the 1948 idea. I got to tell you this story I told on show number 11 or something, but I didn't tell it lately, which was that
I was just a little kid then, man. I don't remember that show.
Liar, liar.
But I was in like '75. I was writing for various newspapers. I went into this club in the Valley, and there's these people, a black guy playing a saxophone. And at that time, I'm thinking these guys from the '40s. You know, I mean, they're like all like blues singers. I sort of know who they are. I sort of don't. And I went in and looked at the guy. He's tooting on a sax and playing. And I had my camera. I took a couple pictures and I left. You know, it's probably like Joe Williams or one of those older fellas. They're nice, but I don't care about them. And I was looking at the pictures about 3 years ago, and I looked and it was Louis Jordan.
Is that?
And I walked in and out of it. You know,
You can kick your butt for that. Oh, God.
the guy was living in Altadena.
At least you got pictures.
Yeah, at least I could say in some cosmic checkboard that I was there.
You know what the hippest thing you've ever given me on tape was that his version of "I Believe in Music," that Matt Davis song.
Yeah, and
it's so fun. It sounded like it was done in the '40s. Of course, it's written in the '70s by Mac Davis of all people.
But I gave you a copy of that right
All
now.
right.
So.
Yeah,
The old
it's really
rockabilly
good.
guy, right? I've seen him in England.
Louis
No,
Jordan.
you're thinking of
Mac
Mac Curtis.
Davis. Oh.
Mac
Oh
Curtis.
no!
this is
Yeah, with
Mac
the quiz.
Davis is the guy that did "I Believe in Music." You know that song?
Real pop.
Plays
band.
Vegas.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
Plays Vegas.
kind of country, you know, pseudo country.
All right, well, I'm glad
Sorry,
you guys
Matt.
all came by. We're wrapping up.
man.
Sid, reform the band real soon, okay?
Okay, I'm going to reform the band. This is my new scepter. I'm going to be king. Take over from King Cotton.
Hey, now watch it.
That's your new name, the Back Scratchers.
Back scratcher.
Hey, there you go.
Back scratcher.
That ain't bad. That ain't
Do
bad.
Slim Harpo medleys all night long.
And Joe, thanks very much for coming
Okay.
by. Good luck on the current stuff. That's just soundtracks right now, but
Yeah.
whatever comes next. King, be looking for you in the movies.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, look for my 40s combo called King Cotton set out real soon. too.
King Cotton set.
Yeah, it's going to be out real soon. About 6 weeks I'll have it together, be playing around town. Y'all come.
You covering up the fact that you still got the mohawk?
No, I ain't got it no more. I gave it to Joe, and then he grew it out.
Sid wants
No,
to
I'm-
borrow it. But,
I'm back there again.
I got to get a new haircut now, man. No more band.
So,
She loves to watch. She loves to watch. She loves to watch